Alright, YouTube peeps, this is going to be my first tabletop on a pistol that I own. It's a Beretta PX4 Storm 9mm. I believe this is the F model. It has a decock, safety, and is single double action. And the reason why I'm doing this as my first tabletop is to inform others about guns that I've owned and my opinion of this gun relative to the other ones I've owned in the past. So first of all, I've owned a Beretta 92FS. I've owned a Sig Sauer P226. All these guns I'm going to name are 9mm, by the way. I've also owned a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm, a Springfield XD with the long slide, not the XDM, but the original XD with the 5-inch slide, 9mm as well. I've had an H&K USP 9mm full size. Also, all the guns I've bought are full size as well. And a Taurus. Man, I can't even remember what the Taurus was, but 24/7 is a Taurus 9mm 24/7. Nice gun. And then this gun. This is the last and final pistol I bought recently. It happens to be the only pistol that I currently own. Oh, back up 1 minute as I digress. I forgot to mention that I also have owned multiple Glocks, Glock 17s, probably 4 or 5 of them. Anyway, sorry about that. Like I said, it's my first video, so don't hold it against me. Anyway, bottom line is, this is the only 9mm pistol I currently own. It's a full-size Beretta PX4 Storm, and basically it is one of the best guns I've ever owned. I pretty much believe all the guns I've bought have been really good 9mm full-size pistols. I have to admit, I'm a big Glock fan. Glock 17s are awesome. Glocks in general I think are awesome, just like what everybody says out there. It's kind of the Kool-Aid that everybody likes to drink. But I have also been a big Beretta H&K and Sig Sauer fan. The Sig P226 is definitely the most accurate gun I've ever owned, if not that versus the H&K USP full size. But the bottom line is that Berettas, I think, hold their own against any pistol quite easily. I would have to say that it's really hard to tell out of, let's say, a Glock 17, a Beretta 92FS, a Beretta PX4 Storm, a Sig Sauer P226, or this, H&K USP. It's really hard to say which one is more accurate, because personally they're all more accurate than I am, and I'm sure anybody could shoot quite well with any of those pistols. So bottom line is, out of all the pistols I've owned, this by far is the smoothest shooting pistol. I guess it might have something to do with that rotating barrel system that they have. I'm not going to demonstrate that, because many other people have demonstrated this pistol with its rotating barrel. They've broken them down, showed people how to, manipulate the weapon, showed the internals, the manipulation of the controls. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you about my experience. But anyway, bottom line, this is definitely one of the best guns I've ever owned. I'm going to go ahead and try and hang on to this. I tend to have a problem of buying guns and then selling them, and I really shouldn't do that, because it's just a loss each time. Anyway, I do plan on replacing the Glock 17 that I sold, because I do love Glock 17s, and I do eventually want to get another Sig Sauer 9mm and an H&K 9mm. And I think as long as I have those 4 pistols, I'll I'll be pretty content. Hopefully I can get more after that. Possibly a Walter PPQ. That's a new 9mm weapon that they've come out with. My buddy just bought one. Says the trigger pull is pretty amazing. We're going to test that out this Friday. And I might also like to buy a SIG Pro. They're pretty cheap. I think you can get them around $400. But anyway, like I've said, and as you can already tell from what you've heard, I'm a big 9mm fan. It's an affordable round to shoot. It's going to kill anybody just as easily as a 45 will. I mean, I think you're splitting hairs. I think the 9mm cartridge is probably about 85% as effective as a 45 in many ways, and in some ways even more effective, depending on what it is you're comparing it to performance-wise. But anyway, big fan of 9mm. It's a cheap ammo to shoot. It's fast. It's deadly. It's just pretty much my favorite round to buy. Anyway, this gun I've shot probably around 700-800 rounds so far, and out of those roughly 800 rounds I've had only about 5 failures. All the failures that I have had have been either due to my buddy had 2 failures based on the way he was gripping the gun. He kept manipulating the slide release on accident, and that's because he was shooting thumbs up like he is used to with his 1911. So when he adjusted his grip, he had no more failures. And the other 3 failures out of those 5, I believe, were all associated with the bulk ammo that I had bought. All store ammo, which was about 400 of the 800 rounds, shot without a hitch. But like I said, when I bought the bulk ammo, that was actually recycled brass as well. I had a couple failures on that, but I'm really not too worried about it. Every Beretta I've owned has been pretty much 100% reliable, and like I said, I think if you buy good ammo, you'll find that they're 100% reliable pretty much all the time, and that goes with, you know, H&K, SIG, Glock. They're all pretty much going to be 100% reliable unless you have bad ammo or bad shooting practices as far as like your grip. But anyway, again, this particular gun, Beretta PX4 Storm, big fan of it. Very smooth gun. Like I said, it's the smoothest gun I've ever owned. The felt recoil is just absolutely sweet as heck, and the single action is very light, very nice, crisp. The double action I have to practice because I'm not very accurate with the double action pull yet. But overall, this gun, very accurate. 20 yards back, definitely putting all my rounds within probably an 8-inch area. Obviously trying to hone that down to maybe like a 4-inch or less, but that's going to come with practice and experience. But basically single double action works great. I do like having the safety. I can tell you one drawback to this pistol is that the magazines are very stiff. Other people will say the same thing. It's a 17+1 pistol, and loading the magazines when it's new are very hard to get all 17 in. Use the reloader that Beretta supplies. It's definitely going to save your thumbs. But I have seen YouTube videos and read that the magazines do break in. But bottom line is Beretta, top of the line. Watch other YouTube videos on it, see what you think. I highly recommend going out and buying one. I bought this one for $479 and then $10 background check in Oregon, so it was a total of $489. I personally think it's a steal. So yeah, go out there. If you're thinking about it, don't hesitate, buy one. I think you'll be extremely happy, whether it's 40 cal, 9mm, 45. I just think that rotating barrel in the PX4 Storm is pretty awesome. Anyway, have a great time shooting your weapon if you buy one, or whatever it is you shoot. Be safe, and that is my first tabletop. Bye.